What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. It was beautiful in Sunnyside, California. Great weather, moderate, very nice, not too humid. A lot of people hit the beach. A lot of people went to Vegas and Palm Springs. It was an awesome weekend. It kicks off the summer festivities, and we got the election right around the corner for 2024. But first, I want to say, guys, I don't work here. What do? I bartend at nights to subsidize this. What I am doing is trying to learn more and educate you guys while I do so. So do me a huge favor. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And feel free to tear up the comments section because I am a giant idiot. That's the truth. I get things wrong all the time and I will apologize. But guys, I won't lie to you like the mainstream media will. That's right. I won't lie to you. Follow more people and listen to more people that won't lie to you. Now, before we go any further, guys, this is the podcast my girlfriend didn't want me to have. It's another white boy with a mic. This is the update you didn't ask for. Now let's get started, guys. It has been an amazing weekend, but Tuesday morning was full of events as well. People were outside of the Donald Trump trial today, and all of a sudden, a famous actor, RobertDiNero, showed up to try to support Joe Biden for some reason. Oh, and did I even say, guys, by the way, I'm Beau Robinson. Yeah, that's right, guys. RobertDiNero showed up. That's not the right button. There we go. RobertDiNero showed up outside of Donald Trump's courthouse while they're doing their final deliberations. This is him walking towards, I guess that's going to be the podium he's going to speak from, wearing a mask out of all things. Like, bro, what is this, 2021? Why don't you take your 7th booster already? What a joke. Walking around New York City wearing a mask. What's he scared of? COVID-19 that doesn't exist anymore? An absolute clown show, guys. That's what this is. An absolute clown show. And wokeness tweets. Oh my God. The Biden campaign is holding an urgent press conference for the Trump trial. Their expert, RobertDiNero, in an N95. Is this the best they could do? Yep. That's exactly what it is. The Rock couldn't come forward to try to do their speaking for them, so they got RobertDiNero, an old washed-up actor that nobody wants to see in movies anymore. Sure, he had a couple of hits back in the day like Godfather, Casino. I think he won an Emmy for Godfather. Casino, and of course, one of my favorites, Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers. Absolute legendary movies. But I don't want to hear his take on politics. I'm sorry. And I'm going to show you guys in just a moment what he said at the podium, but it goes to show that he knows nothing about what he's talking about. He's not with the culture. He's just an old guy sitting in his house, rotting away at the ripe old age of 79 and popping out kids, by the way. That's right. You think somebody like him would be a little bit more concerned with his child's future, but it doesn't seem that way. I want to show you guys a couple more things here because as you scroll down this page, this is what he had to say at the event, or people had to say to him. So this is Beau from Beau Loud.
Let's go.
So people are yelling inaudible things at him, but I want to share with you guys what he shared at the podium. And this goes to show you that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He sat there and said that these brave men standing behind him apparently helped hold down the Capitol during January 6th as people stormed it, right? And what he doesn't realize is that people think these two people standing behind him are liars.
These lowlives for Trump.
They lied under oath.
They lied under oath.
If you guys missed that, a gentleman on the outside of the press conference said these guys lied under oath. And DiNero goes, they lied under oath. He thinks somebody's on his side, which shows you how clueless he is. Now listen to this. He goes, who?
Who lied under oath? What are you telling me?
Those two traitors behind you.
Excuse me?
Those two traitors behind you.
They lied under oath?
The two traitors behind him. And he goes, they lied under oath?
What are you saying?
They're traitors.
They're traitors. You gotta, I don't even know how to deal with you, my friend.
It's because he has no idea what's going on. It's funny, DiNero kind of reminds me of my father, but my dad's clued in. He kind of picked it all up a couple years ago, and he's like, it was funny. My dad called me about a month or two ago, and he was never kind of on the left-leaning side, but he goes, Beau, I think there's an orchestrated event to take over the United States, and I was just like, No ish, Dad. No ish. Now, can you convince my brother Brandon that that thing's going on as well? So funny. But yeah, so you have De Niro showing up at this rally, which goes to Joe Biden and his entire organization, campaign, or whatever you want to call them, a group of thugs, has said that they have nothing to do with the Trump trials. Is that why they decided to show up the last day, hearing the final arguments, and put Robert De Niro at the front of their campaign strategy? Robert De Niro is the head, the speaking guy for Joe Biden. He sits here and claims that that people have to vote for Joe Biden in order to save our democracy, not your democracy, our democracy. He's not talking about me, to be honest. Then he sat there and insulted people that, are all for Donald Trump and make America great again by calling them thugs. In fact, I think there's one video, and I can't find it right now. I was looking for it. Here it is.
You are gangsters, Democrats. You are gangsters. You are gangsters.
You are gangsters, he says. As people are yelling at him, he goes, "You are gangsters." No, a gangster would take your ass out, dude. And it's so funny, like, being this guy, like, he should know what a gangster is, considering he played so many of them. At the same time, he's calling people that don't support him or support what he's saying gangsters. I find that very rewarding. That a gangster that played a gangster has no idea what gangsters really do. Because what gangsters really do is they have operations which, for the most part, pay off law enforcement in order to operate within the law, right? Kind of how the Joe Biden administration is orchestrating all of the things happening to Donald Trump behind closed doors, right? They had nothing to do with his raid on Mar-a-Lago. They just had to sign the actual warrant with Merrick Garland and the DOJ to infiltrate or to, actually, I think, approve the raid of Mar-a-Lago. Now, again, guys, I'm an idiot. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, please. But just kind of wild, right? Kind of wild. I wanted to share with you guys what AP News had to say about this. They said the Biden campaign sends allies to Nero and first responders to Trump's New York trial to put focus on January 6th. Well, I'll be honest. The focus wasn't really on January 6th. People started. Did you guys hear that car alarm in the video? They set off a car alarm in order to interrupt De Niro during his speech. Now, that is a very leftist tactic that I'm not a big fan of. Let this guy talk. Let him be an idiot. It's fine. And then when he's done, you guys can curse or do whatever as he's walking to the car. But I don't think instigating these guys is going to help their opinion about our side or Donald Trump. So do me a favor, guys. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it, because it's not going to last for much longer. Everybody is kind of clued in on what's going on. Wouldn't it be an amazing redemption arc if De Niro kind of looked at himself, because why do people feel this way about me? I want to be liked. What's going on? And then he does a bunch of digging and finds out the truth behind all of this. That it's all a show. It's all a sham. And then ends up voting for Donald Trump. What a redemption story that would be. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think that would be pretty friggin' cool. From the AP, President Joe Biden's campaign on Tuesday showed up outside former President Donald Trump's New York City criminal hush money trial with actor Robert De Niro and a pair of former police officers in an effort to refocus the presidential race on the former president's role on January 6th. It was a sharp about-face for Biden's team, which had largely ignored the trial since it began 6 weeks ago and is now looking to capitalize on its drama-filled closing moments. That's right, guys. It was closing statements today. Sending the Goodfellas actor and first responders who were at the Capitol on January 6th, Biden's campaign had been wary about feeding into Trump's argument that his criminal trials were the result of politically motivated prosecutions, but same thing. But ultimately, it decided to engage because its message about the stakes of the election was struggling to break through the intense focus on the trial. So for some reason, they thought it was a good idea to send this guy in and I guess try to vow for President Joe Biden. Yeah, not smart. I wanted to show you guys the two guys in the background. One, they have a bunch of feds bringing him in and bringing him out because obviously I think the crowd's getting a little out of control. Guys, I can't blame them. I don't think it's smart to lose your cool. I don't think it's smart to react emotionally. But they are trying to lock up the former sitting president of the United States. They're trying to lock him up for good. Which, by the way, this came out over the weekend. Sorry, I'm looking for this, guys. I want to show you this. To convict Trump of felonies. Okay, this is kind of shocking. In order to win a trial, one, the whole jury has to agree whether he's guilty or innocent. Because if he's not guilty, if everybody can't come to an agreement, it ends up being a mistrial. They all have to come to an agreement. The judge said this over the weekend. To convict Trump of felonies, jury does not need to unanimously agree on what predicate crime he committed. That's not how this country works at all. I'm genuinely shocked. They go, the issue is central to the prosecution's effort to convict him of a felony-level falsification of business records. So if you guys didn't know what happened in this trial, how they got it upgraded to a felony, because what Donald Trump did, the idea of falsification of business records, is a misdemeanor. It's usually a slap on the wrist and we move on and get on with our lives. But that DA, Alvin Bragg, that corrupt DA, decided to add another charge against Trump that upgraded the entire thing to a felony. What is that charge? It has never been disclosed. It has never been told to the public. It has never been told to the jury. So all of a sudden, Judge Merkin says, you don't have to agree on what that second crime has to be in order to come to an agreement of this felony level falsification, which is beyond me, guys. I don't know how to make sense of this anymore. We are simply rotting from within because it seems that our legal system is completely predicated on a bunch of mobsters, gangsters, as RobertDiNero would say. To find Trump guilty of felony-level falsification of business documents, the jury must unanimously find that Trump falsified the documents in order to commit or conceal a separate crime. But the jurors do not all have to agree on what that separate crime was. Justice Juan Merkin ruled. What? Oh, how's this possible? Trump's defense argued that to issue a felony-level conviction, all jurors should be required to agree on the predicate crime. Prosecutors initially laid out 4 possible predicate crimes, one of which the judge ruled out before trial. The remaining possibilities are a tax crime and violations of state or federal election law. Defense lawyer Emil Beau argued that jurors should have to agree on a single predicate offense. I agree. If there's a crime, he has to be guilty of it. But prosecutor Matthew Colangelo said the law doesn't require that. The importance of the case is not a basis for deviating from the standard application of the law, Colangelo said. There's no reason to rewrite the law for this case. No, but he has to be guilty of a crime. Am I talking to the wind right now? Of course I am. I'm talking to probably absolutely nobody, but 5 people watching. Hey, thank you so much for watching, guys. Do me a favor. I don't work here. Oh, you guys can't see it. Oh, what in the hell? How did that disappear? I don't work here, so do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. It'd be huge for me. Share, repost. Guys, it'd be huge for me. I'd really appreciate it. Back to the story. So, yeah. So this corrupt judge and corrupt DA think that the secondary crime for which this was upgraded to a felony for doesn't have to be specified. And the jury doesn't have to come to an agreement on what that crime was. In order to charge the ex-president for a felony, to lock him up in Rikers Island, that the New York City mayor said is ready for him. What the? I'm shocked, guys. I really am. And I'm scared for us. I'm scared for all of us. On top of that, you would think RobertDiNero would want the best for his kids. About May of last year, RobertDiNero welcomed his 7th child at 79. He won't be around to see that child grow up and become a young adult. The likelihood is highly unlikely. My grandparents died right about 90 years old, both of them. I think like 88, 89, 90. And most people don't live much longer than he is right now. He's got maybe 10 good years left in him, 15 tops, right? Highest medical possibility, he could live to 100. Very rarely. He will not be in this child's life for very long. You would think he wants to set him up for success, but RobertDiNero is rooting for the establishment. He is rooting for the gangsters sitting in office while he calls you, MAGA supporters, and people like myself gangsters. Hey, what's up? I guess I am pretty thug. No big deal. I kind of grew. I mean, thanks, Rob. Appreciate you, dog. What's good? No, but it's honestly a joke, and it's sad to see that this is who Biden sends in on Trump's final days on trial to try to rile up a crowd or bring up January 6th in some sort of last-ditch effort to degrade the former president. And Biden wants to make you think that he is not involved with this case at all, by the way. At all. Just, I think Judge Merkin, there's been a lot of shady stuff between Judge Merkin's daughter and officials that are sitting in Congress. I can't remember if the judge or Alvin Bragg or somebody was high up in Biden's DOJ before all of this went down. It is a witch hunt. There was like a huge moment where Cohen got caught lying on the stand. It was like a Hollywood trial. Do you think De Niro heard anything about that? No, not a chance in hell, which is where he'll be going shortly. Guys, I don't want to sit here and harp on Robert De Niro and the Trump trial for this entire show, so I'm going to move on to my next topic, the Libertarian Party.